My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of the Fantastic Four First Steps. And this is yet another attempt to get these characters right. There's a 1994 movie that technically didn't get released, but you can watch it on YouTube and it's awful. Then we had the 2005 Fantastic Four movie, which got bad reviews, but I enjoy it. We got a sequel to that movie, which also got bad reviews, but I also enjoyed that one. And then we got the 2015 movie that everybody, and I mean everybody, hates. Except for me, because I also like that movie. I do enjoy these characters, and I do enjoy most of these movies, and I was excited to see Reed Richards and Sue Storm and The Thing and Human Torch to join the MCU, and I liked the retro aesthetics of this movie, so I went in with a very open mind. And I left quite underwhelmed. It's not a bad movie. I still kinda liked it, but I was really unfulfilled by the end. So let's begin by talking about the cast. And look, I hate Pedro Pascal. I do not like him as a person, and I thought he was abysmal as Joel. But he was also great in Game of Thrones Season 4. He was good in The Kingsman, The Golden Circle, in The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, and Gladiator 2, and Eddington. So he works better as a side character or as a more comedic character. And this movie just proves that he is not leading man material whatsoever, because he is truly atrocious here. He is so bad. He cannot carry this movie, and he's never convincing. I never believed that he actually cared about his family at all, and he just never felt like the smartest man. It always just felt like Pedro Pascal reading off a script, and it was a very empty, soulless performance. But then we've got Vanessa Kirby, and I enjoy her in the Mission Impossible movies, and she's great in Pieces of a Woman. But I gotta be honest, she's no better here. I thought she was really bad, and her performance just lacked any soul. So the two main characters, just a complete miss for me. And I never bought their romance for a single second. But on the brighter side of things, Joseph Quinn does a great job as Johnny Storm. He brought plenty of personality to this character, and I liked how, yes, he's funny, he's a flirt, but he is really smart as well, and he does prove himself multiple times. We then got Eben Moss-Bachrach as The Thing, and I thought he brought lots of sincerity to this character. I really liked this take, and he really stood out here. We've got Julia Garner, who does a great job as the Silver Surfer. There's depth to this character, and she really stands out in a couple of scenes. And then we've got Ralph Ineson as Galactus, and I'll talk about the handling of this character later on, but he does a great job. He was perfectly casted, and if he was given a better script, I do believe this could have been an all-timer villain. And then we've got Paul Walter Hauser, who is so bad here. I enjoy him as an actor, but come on, what are we doing? And I do think Matt, oh shoot, what's his last name? Is it Shankman? Shankman, yes. He does a good job directing this movie. I like the retro aesthetic that he brings here. It kind of reminds me of the Jetsons. The production design really does stand out. The CGI is mostly good, but it definitely fumbles at times. And there are some truly great moments here. There is one scene, and if you've seen the movie, you know exactly what scene I'm talking about, which went in a way bigger cosmic direction than I was expecting this movie to take, and it is just a remarkable moment. In fact, that moment kind of saves this movie as a whole. I also do like the score by Michael Giacchino. It brought plenty of personality here, and it fit the vibes incredibly well. But as much as I enjoyed the first 45 minutes of this movie, it completely falls apart afterwards. Like, this movie just has a shit story. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to give anything away, but there is a part of this movie focused on a baby, and I could not care less about anything here. Like, I just couldn't. They try really hard to get you to care, and it just felt so forced. It felt so empty, and I hate that they kind of refused to villainize the main characters in any way, and I wish they went about these ideas and this story in a more mature fashion. And I don't know, like, thematically, this movie is empty and it lacks any bit of emotion, and it's bland. I really do not care for the story being told here. And the amount of suspension of disbelief required at points is absurd. Like, every time you see this baby, it gets bigger and bigger. Like, the baby was just born. How is it that big? Like, I don't know. There's lots of lazy, frustrating parts of this movie, but I think the laziest and most frustrating part is the handling of Galactus. And I'm not going to go into details here, but I will be talking about my thoughts. And if you read between the lines, you might figure out the ending to this movie. So, just a heads up. But the way Galactus was handled made him feel like a generic villain of the week. He was built up to so perfectly, and I felt like they did nothing with him. And so much more I want to say, but I can't. The movie is spineless. There is a clear direction that they should have gone in. I thought it was cowardly to not go there. I really do. Yeah. It's frustrating because he's so cool and he looks huge and awesome and Ralph Ineson's voice, but the movie failed to deliver on what it promised to. So, I like the side characters. If this movie was about The Thing and Human Torch and Silver Surfer, I would love this movie. But it's not. They're background characters. It's about Reed Richards and Sue Storm, and I couldn't care less about these two characters. I thought the performances were truly abysmal, and I really didn't care for the story being told. It still has some artistry to it, and it does have a couple of great moments, but they're just stuck in such a mid-movie, and it just... If this movie was great, I could have seen myself getting excited for Doomsday, but now Like, I'll see it, but I'm not excited. So I'm giving the Fantastic Four First Steps a 5 out of 10. But that Avatar Fire and Ash trailer, holy shit, that looks fucking amazing. Oh my goodness. Like, we're going back to Pandora, baby. But, Fantastic Four First Steps. Have you seen it? What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon. And Gavin out.